I've mentioned before that kids with anxiety tend to be more irritable and negative, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how we can help them stretch this part of themselves into a more neutral, positive self identity through feelings literacy. Most of the parents that I work with are really good at feelings literacy. They're really good at helping their children name and label their feelings, especially those negative feelings. So we say things like, I can see you're sad about that. You are feeling angry. I know that you are afraid. And that is wonderful because it's one way to regulate those negative emotions is to validate them. And that also helps them calm and be able to move on. So when a child, for example, is hitting, we can say, I know you are angry, but hands are not for hitting. Please use your words. That's wonderful. Our more negative emotionality, anxious kids tend to be in those more negative emotions, and we might find ourselves using that angry, sad, afraid language more often. And we need to help them stretch, and we may need to stretch to see them in a more positive light, or at least a more neutral light. And that doesn't mean saying things like, you don't need to be angry because there are good things too, because that's invalidating. That's toxic positivity. What I'm talking about is noticing when your child is having a good or neutral time and label that. So if your child is sitting quietly playing with Legos, you can say, boy, you really seem content when you're playing with your Legos. And that gives them, first of all, it expands their vocabulary, right? Content, and you can tell them what that means. But also it helps them see themselves as, oh, I am somebody who is content. If they are used to thinking of themselves as somebody who is afraid or angry or difficult, because anxious kids often feel guilty because they know they are more difficult to parent or making life more difficult for the people they love. This is a way to let them see themselves in a more neutral or positive light. You can say, you're really in your flow. You seem so happy when you're scootering up and down the driveway. Or I notice when you're humming to yourself that you have a lot of calm as you are coloring. Basically, we are helping them see themselves in this more positive or neutral light. And also we're helping them connect to those things that make them feel good or calm or present because we're expanding their capacity to find themselves there. Not just an angry or anxious person, but also a person who is calm and happy and focused and helping them find those ways there too. Remember, when we're telling kids to calm down, they can't access calm if they don't know what it is. So let's help them find themselves in those moments. Let's make sure to label those positive and neutral feelings and not just the negative ones.